All right, Shalom, Shalom, Shalom. First, I want to give honors, good space due to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Kakadash. Double honors to Apostle Nell, there's a great millstone, piece of Akim that's doing this work on the four corners of earth. I'm Brother Wild from GMS Detroit Camps. Uh, yeah, and basically this video, this happened a couple weeks ago because I'm kind of behind on this, but I wanted to do it anyway. Yeah, there was a flood out there in out there, there was a landslide out there in Pakistan, really a flood between Pakistan and India. All right, and so, hey, Yahweh Bashem Yahshua be doing this thing, hey, so yeah, what I'm gonna go ahead and do, I'm gonna just go ahead and just play the video. Then after that, I'll get to some scriptures.
With some also killed in Pakistan-administered Kashmir, mudslides and road damage are making it harder for rescuers to reach survivors.
The streets and alleys of Pakistan's Swat Valley are underwater. People using whatever they can to navigate through the floodwater. Destruction is widespread.
The flash flood came from the upper areas and the water entered the city. The rainwater also came into our homes and washed away many vehicles, and some of them have been completely destroyed. It caused a lot of damage to our homes. The situation has become a lot worse.
The province of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa is the worst hit. In this area of Buner, the intensity of the swollen river took locals by surprise. At this hospital, medical teams are treating those rescued from the inundated area. Many have not survived the raging waters.
We rescued as many people as we could. Relatives have identified around 130 bodies at the hospital, which have been handed over to their legal heirs, and some of them have not been identified yet.
Rescue teams tried to reach flooded areas by air, on foot, and through heavily damaged roads. Some of them also became victims. A rescue helicopter crashed due to bad weather, killing all 5 crew members. Dozens have also lost their lives in Pakistan-administered Kashmir, where homes washed away and bridges collapsed.
The flood damaged the bridge. About 35,000 people use it. The flood also damaged flour mills and washed away crops. I call on the government to urgently repair the bridge and compensate people for their losses.
Pakistan is among the countries most impacted by climate change. It is increasingly facing intense heat waves and abnormal levels of rain during the monsoon season. Experts say carbon emissions from rich, industrialized countries fuel global warming far more than other nations. The consequences become more visible each year. Help from governments is often very limited. So those who are helpless in the face of mighty disasters often turn to their faith for divine assistance.
Let's get more from environmental lawyer and climate activist Rafael Alam, who joins us from Lahore in Pakistan. Good to have you with us. Can you tell us the latest in Pakistan and how the country was prepared?
Well, we woke up to news this morning that just yesterday over 200 people perished because of floods and these bursts that we're seeing in the northern areas of Pakistan. Now, we do have a disaster management network through the country that's also linked up with our meteorological organizations that can provide data and information for preparedness. However, the intensity of these floods have left these institutions without the capacity to be able to deal with the climate challenge that they're facing. We are, after all, a poor country with limited resources sources, and the floods that you're talking about right now are taking place in the mountainous northern areas of Pakistan, where access is already very difficult and made now next to impossible because of landslides and this devastating flooding.
Can you give us a sense of the extent to which climate change has further intensified what we're seeing, these flash floods and landslides during the monsoon season?
Now, I have to preface this remark by saying that not all weather events are climate change related. However, there is a World Weather Attribution report that was published last week that said that between June and July, 15% of the intensity of the monsoon rains can be attributed to climate change. So what we're seeing, the 15% increased intensity of these rains, is not a natural occurrence. This is because of historical greenhouse gas emissions. Similarly, in 2022, when a 100-kilometer lake was created by massive monsoon floodings in a matter of days, the attribution science said that 50% of the intensity of that rainfall was on account of climate change. So it's very clear that these aren't natural disasters, but very much the hands of, or the result of, human activity that's taken place on Earth since the Industrial Revolution.
And so, how can Pakistan better protect itself? Because, as you mentioned, this monsoon seasons, these intense seasons are, they happen every year. So what would Pakistan need to do to protect itself and its people?
Well, first of all, Pakistan needs to prioritize climate resilience in all of its future initiatives, its sort of budget expenditures, its infrastructure design. But at the same time, the impacts of climate change, not just for Pakistan, but many other countries around the world, are beyond their own economic ability to deal with. At the same time, while Pakistan needs to improve its governance in respect to climate resilience, the international community must be held to account for the greenhouse gases that they have spewed and be forced to provide climate finance not just to Pakistan but countries like Pakistan whose economies are devastated on account of this crisis.
And next door, India has also been hit by floods. We've seen dozens of people killed there as well. I know the relationship has been hostile recently, but is there a way, not just India and Pakistan, but the region, the South Asian region, can work together to combat the effects of climate change?
Well, you're absolutely right. The politics, for example, between Delhi and Islamabad are such that any sort of climate negotiation seems like a pipe dream. However, the leaders of these countries, indeed all South Asian countries, if not all the countries in the world, need to realize that climate change is real, and they'll be doing a disservice to their populations if they don't sit down and negotiate on these greenfield policy issues that climate change throws up. I know right now the politics between countries in South Asia is bleak, but speaking to each other on issues like water or flood relief or disaster management will give these countries the opportunity to create the diplomatic space necessary to provide peace to their citizens.
All right, yeah, I'm just gonna, leave it at that. But yeah, so yeah, hey, Yahweh Shimi Shai, hey, he doing his thing. So go back here a little bit. All right, yeah. So hey, the
effects of climate change.
Hey, Lord doing his thing, man. So let me go ahead and get to some scriptures. All right, Isaiah chapter 28, verses 2. Behold, the Lord had a mighty and strong one, which as a tempest of hail and a destroying storm, as a flood of a mighty waters overflowing, shall cast down to the earth with the hand. And hey, this is the hand of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua doing this, So yeah, let me get another scripture right quick. Book of Isaiah chapter 29 and verses 6. Thus shall be visited of the Lord Yahweh of hosts with thunder and with earthquake and great noise with storms and tempests of a flaming of devouring fire. Hey, how about Shimei Shai? When he gets down, he gets down. And this is why people are supposed to fear Yahweh Shimei Shai. We got Israelites all over the world, so hey, I'm pretty sure there's some Israelites, foreigners out there that think they're another nation, and they're not, and some of them probably got caught up in this also. So hey, it's all judgment at the end of the day. So let me also get another one. Let me get Isaiah chapter 30 for 30. And the Lord Yahweh shall cast his glorious voice to be heard, and shall show all the lightning down of his arm with the indigenous of his anger, and with the flame of a devouring fire, and scattering and tempest and hailstones. So Yahweh Shimei Shai, he putting his mark on the earth. Putting that judgment out here globally. So with that, I'm gonna give honors, glory, praise due to Yahweh Bashem Yahshai Bashem Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone. Peace to Akim that's doing this work on the four corners of earth. Shalom.